Thank you for visiting my YouTube channel to get your daily Bible verse and Bible chapter. I hope you have a great day and come back each and every day for a new verse and a new chapter. Thank you and God bless.
2 Kings 8. Years before Elijah had told the woman whose son he had brought to life, "Leave here and go, and your family, and live someplace else. God has ordered a famine in the land. It will at least last for 7 years." The woman did what the holy man told her and left. She and her family lived as aliens in the country of Philistine for 7 years. Then when the 7 years were up, the woman and her family came back. She went directly to the king and asked for her home and farm. The king was talking to Gehazi, servant to the holy man, saying, "Tell me some stories of the great things Elijah did." It so happened that he was telling the king the story of the dead person brought back to life. The woman whose son was brought to life showed up asking her for her home and farm. Gehazi said, "My master, the king, this is the woman, and this is her son, Elijah brought back to life." The king wanted to know all about it, so she told him the story. The king assigned an officer to take care of her, saying, "Make sure she gets everything back that's hers, plus all profits from the farm from the time she left until now." Elijah traveled to Damascus. Ben, king of Arab, was sick at the time. He was told, "The holy man is in town." The king ordered Hazael, "Take a gift with you and go meet the holy man. Ask God through him, am I to recover from this sickness?" Hazael went to meet Elisha. He brought with him every choice thing he could think of from Damascus, 40 camel loads of items. When he arrived, he stood before Elisha and said, "Your son Ben, king of Arab, sent me to ask you, am I going to recover from this sickness?" Elijah answered, "Go tell him, don't worry, you'll live. The fact, though, God answered me that he's doomed to die." Elijah then started her to Hazael, reading his heart. Hazael felt exposed and dropped his eyes. Then the holy man wept. Hazael said, "Why does my master weep?" "Because," said Elisha, "I know what you're going to do. The children of Israel burned down their forts, murdered their youth, smashed their babies, rip open their pregnant women." Hazael said, "Am I a mongrel dog that I do such a horrible thing?" God answered me. Said Elisha, "that you'll be the king of Aram." Hazael left Elisha and returned to his master, who asked, "So what did Elisha tell you?" "He told me, don't worry, you'll live." But the very next day, someone took a heavy quilt, soaked it in water, covered the king's face, and suffocated him. Now Hazael was king. Joram of Judah. In the 5th reign of Joram, son of Ahab, king of Israel, Joram, son of Jehoshaphat, king of Judah, became king. He was 32 years old when he began his rule, and was king for 8 years in Jerusalem. He copied the way of life of the kings of Israel, marrying into Ahab's family and continuing the Ahab line, sin of God. Point of view. And servant, an evil man, living an evil life. But despite that, because of his servant David, God was not ready to destroy Judah. He had, after all, promised to keep a lamp burning through David's descendants. During Joram's reign, Edom revolted against Judah's rule and set up their own king. Joram responded by taking his army of chariots to Zair. Edom surrounded him, but in the middle of the night he and his chariots broke through the lines and hit Edom hard, but his infantry deserted him. Edom continued to revolt against Judah right up until the present. Even little Lib revolted at that time. The rest of the life and times of Jehoram, the record of his rule, is written in the Chronicles of the King of Judah. Jehoram died and was buried in the family grave in the city of David. His son Hazael succeeded him as king. Hazael of Judah. In the 12th year of the reign of Jehoram, son of Ahab, king of Israel, Zariah, son of Jehoram, king of Judah, began his reign. Zariah was 22 years old when he became king, and he ruled only a year in Jerusalem. His mother was Athia, granddaughter of Ormi, king of Israel. He lived and ruled just as like the Ahab family had done, continuing the same evil in God's sight line of sin related by marriage and sin to the Ahab clan. He joined Jehoram, son of Ahab, king of Israel, in a war against Hazael, king of Aram, at Ramoth Gilead. The anchors wounded Jehoram. Jehoram pulled back to Jezreel to convalesce. From the injuries he had received in the fight with Hazael. Uzziah, son of Jehoram, king of Judah, paid a visit to Jehoram, son of Ahab, on his sickbed in Jezreel. Psalm 27:14. Wait for the Lord, be strong, and let your heart take courage. Wait for the Lord. Psalm 27:14. Wait for the Lord, be strong, and let your heart take courage. Wait for the Lord. One of my favorite verses is Philippians 4:13, and it says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. If you have your own favorite verse, please put that down below and let me know what it is. Again, today's verse of the day is Psalms 27:14. Wait for the Lord, be strong, and let your heart take courage. Wait for the Lord. Always remember to smile, because you never know what a smile can do for someone's day. Thank you, and God bless. Thank you for watching today's video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe so you can remember to watch each and every day's video. Thank you for the ones that have been with me from the beginning. Please help me expand my ministry. Thank you, and God bless.